are seasonal farm workers, workers like you, who help to harvest the nation's crops. And like you, each spring and summer, they travel a long way, by cars, by trucks, and by buses, to harvest the foods that help to keep millions of Americans healthy and strong. It's been a long ride, but they are almost there now. And these are the fields where they will be working. They have heard the crops are good this year, that there will be a lot of work and a chance to make some money. But these workers know that to make money in this kind of work, they have to stay healthy and well. To lose a day's work because they're sick means the loss of a day's pay that is gone for good and can never be made up. At last, they are at the farm's camp. This is field manager. He has been expecting them for almost 3 days. Most of these workers have been coming to this farm for several seasons now. But for this man, John Andrews, this is his first time coming to this camp. This is the place that will be home for him and the other workers, at least for a while. As he looks over the camp, John remembers living in many different types of camps. And he remembers, too, that no matter what type camp it was he lived in, there was always something he had to do to protect his own health and the health of his family. Yes, this will be home for these workers for a while. What kind of health problems are they likely to run into here, and what can they do about them? Well, let's see the kind one family ran into, and some of the things they did to stay healthy and well. Here are Mr. and Mrs. John Andrews and their 2 children, Gary and Susan. When it comes to staying healthy and well, especially while living in camps, they know what to do. What kind of problems do they find here? Look at that room. Why do you suppose anyone would leave a room looking like that? And look at those dirty mattresses and blankets. This is a mighty small bedroom for a whole family. There is not much chance of getting sunshine and fresh air into this room with the window boarded up like that. Look at those flies. They can really cause trouble, as John and his wife Mary so well know. Through that hole in the screen, flies can walk in and out. Whoever stayed here before didn't seem to care much about who would be living here later. But this is nothing new for this family. They have run into these problems before and have learned what to do about them. They know that the first step to keeping healthy and well is a clean place to stay. They know, too, that even though you can't make a room larger, you sure can make it cleaner. And that besides being clean, the room you sleep in should have sunshine and fresh air, especially when it is small and must be lived in by more than one person. And Mary knows that sunshine and fresh air help bedding, too. John and Mary usually bring their own bedding with them and try to keep it clean. When they must sleep on bedding used by someone else, they always clean it first. The Andrews family knows some of the kinds of filth and diseases that can be spread by flies. To keep these filthy flies out of their cabin, John tries something he learned some time ago. It may not be as good as new, but it works. John knows, too, that you can't always keep flies out, so you have to get rid of those that do get in. He has found that this little roll of fly paper really helps. This family also knows that sleep and rest are important in staying healthy. After supper and a nice warm bath, it's now time to go to bed. They always try to make sure that their room is clean and safe and that everyone gets a good night's rest so that everyone will feel well and be able to do his best work tomorrow. This family finds there are problems outside, too, which are just as important. Take this place, for example. The Andrews family knows that disease germs can spread from here in many ways. They know that flies can spread germs after walking on garbage like this, or from a toilet. Yes, they know those feet carry germs wherever they go, and that if they walk on the food you eat, they can give you a bad case of diarrhea or something worse. But flies are not the only things that spread germs from places like these. John and Ray know that rats and their fleas, too, can carry some pretty dangerous diseases. But getting rid of flies and rats is not too hard if you will only do what John and Mary do. Keep your garbage covered and be sure the area around it is kept clean at all times. Make sure that the door to the toilet will stay shut and that the open areas are well screened. Here is some more trouble. Look at those wiggle tails. They'll grow into mosquitoes. Mosquitoes carry many diseases and can raise large families in a little bit of water. But John knows how to stop this, too. Get rid of the water and the container. Yes, the Andrews family knows that a clean place to live always means a healthier place to live, and that keeping clean only calls for a little extra effort on their part.
I am J.D. Brown, a teacher at the Lakeshore Elementary School of Belle Glade, Florida. For 15 years or more, I have worked up and down the East Coast just as you do, helping to harvest the crops. I know what it's like living in camps. And I know, too, that if you are to stay healthy and well, there are some things you will have to do for yourself. You have just seen the kinds of problems one family ran into and what they did about them. I am sure you will want to talk about some of the things they did and why they did them. Let's see how many of these things you already know the answers to. Why is it so important in this kind of work that you try to stay healthy and well? What are some of the dangers of sleeping in a dirty, overcrowded room? Why is it dangerous to sleep on a dirty mattress like that one? How often should you clean your room? Why? Why should your bedroom and cabin get a lot of sunshine and fresh air? Why is it important that you sun and air your bedding? How often should this be done? Why are houseflies so dangerous? What can you do to get rid of them in your cabin? What kinds of diseases can be spread by rats? And what is the best way to get rid of rats? Why is it so important to keep things around you clean? What problems do you run into in camps in keeping things around you clean? What do you think can be done about it? Knowing the answers to these questions and doing the right things so as to stay healthy and well, especially while living in camps, are very important. The people showing this movie have come prepared to talk to you about these or any other health problem you want to talk about. And now is a good time for you to talk about them.